Hey guys on YouTube, I want to make a quick video on eBay purchase that I did. I bought I bought 4 EL34s from a guy on eBay, and he only posted a picture of one tube out of the box, and that one tube, when I enlarged the picture, said XF2, which I made me believe that it was a Mullard Xf2. So anyways, his advertisement said new in box, NOS, and all that other stuff they put on. So anyways, he was selling them as singles, so he had a total of 4. So I bought all 4 of them for $71. So anyways, the box came today. Here's the box. I had opened it up already, and it came packaged pretty well, as you can see here. So if I could zoom out. No, okay. So here it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and open them up and show you each tube. And I'm gonna try to make it quick because this video can get a little boring. But anyways, and I have my maxi matcher here in front of the camera, so because I'm gonna test them too, so just to show you. And I have no idea what they're gonna test like, so this is gonna be new to me too. So anyways, here's RCA. It says it says 6CA7 on it. It had this little cushion here for the tube, won't shake during shipment. And here it is. Here's one tube. Here's your RCA, made in Great Britain. In the bottom it says Xf2. I don't know if you could see that, but here's one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set it here. And it actually, I'm convinced that that tube there is a Mullard tube, just by all the signs are there. Here's the second tube. I just opened it just now. Here's that little paper they put on there that the seller puts on so it won't again shake. Here's the second tube. It doesn't say, oh, it does say Great Britain here, and the marking for XF2 is here on the bottom. I hope you could see that. It's hard to tell if I'm capturing it or not. But here's number 2, and here's the pinhole in the bottom. It says XF2, and it looks like an XF2, black base. It has one getter ring on the top. Alright. Here's tube number 3. RCA, apparently rebranded, obviously, and 6CA7 EL34. Same thing. Alright. I'm not going to talk about this tube right now. I'm going to set it here on the side. Here's the 4th box. Right. My garage door is open. There's this guy using a hammer, so I apologize. I might close it real quick. But anyways, here's the pinhole. Great Britain. XF2 on the bottom, right? And I want you to pay attention to the plates, which is these metal things right here. Okay. Motor tube looks just like this. If it's a XF3 or 4, there's actually some holes that are on the side here on these wings here. Okay, but this is a made in Great Britain XF2 pinhole. Okay, I'm gonna run real quick and close my garage door because I'm tired of hearing that guy using his hammer. Okay, so now here's the third tube that I opened, but this will be the last one I'm going over with you guys. Okay, remember how I talked about these tubes having seams on the top on a few other videos I made? See that? The seam on the top, no pinhole on the bottom, and you see these going across the plates. There is this the screw, if you will, or some seams on the plates right? And doesn't say anything about XF2 or anything like that. Okay, I paid $71 for this tube. Oh, it says made in Great Britain, and it's not. It's made in Japan. Okay, I've heard good things about made in Japan tubes because they use the Mullard tooling to make these type of tubes back in the 70s. But I paid for these tubes, not for this one. So I paid the same price for this that I did for that. So I'm gonna send this tube back to the seller. I'm gonna notify him today. But this is what some sellers try to sneak in when you're buying 4 tubes or 8 tubes or whatever it is. Some guys don't even post a picture of the plates because they're trying to hide it, and they'll post pictures like this only, make it, or like this, making it hard to tell, kind of like that, or they'll post pictures like this, you know, or they're just trying to conceal what the tube really is. And here we go. Here's one example of a $71 tube that's only worth, in my opinion, $10 or $20. And to be honest with you, it's made in Japan, but I don't care if they use the Great Britain tooling. So what? You know, this is not a Mullard tube, but it says it is. So it's going back. So I'm gonna get a refund of $71 from the seller. He's gonna give me some. He's gonna give me a little bit of problems. He's gonna want me to send these 4 back, but he sold them individually. So, anyways, again, not a Mullard tube, no pinhole. There's a seam on the top, seam on the plates, and that's basically it. So since we have the the tubes on here, I'm gonna go ahead and test the tubes. So I turn my maxi matcher on. It's at -36 bias, which is for an EL34. I hope you could see that. So I am looking for a transconductance of greater than 5,000, which it says here on the bottom. I want to focus a little bit. All right, we're looking over here. So there it is. It says 5.0, but it's 5,000. And then here, the current, the natural current of these tubes should be between 27 and 55. I've noticed that when it's real close to 20, some of them are 25 and they look new, and the transconductance is less than 5,000. Those tubes are very used. They're no good. Okay, so we have the bias current -36. We're testing it at 400 volts. It's the EL34. We're looking at the IP, which is the plate current of between 27 and 55 and greater than 5,000. Okay. Excuse me. So right now I have it at -36. Here's tube 1. Right now I have it off. It's on. The switch is on. I'm getting the heaters are getting warm, but the current going to the tube is not on. So as soon as I turn it, the tube is gonna get 300 and as soon as I turn this knob towards the 325, it's gonna get 325 volts. You're gonna see this jump up a little bit. My transconductance is gonna get checked first. Here's a plate current, transconductance, okay? You know what? For shits and giggles, I'm gonna test this tube too. So it's going back over here. So now I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. I apologize. I'm gonna move this camera just a little bit. There we go. All right, this one could warm up as we're testing these. All right, here we go. We're going to 325. The transconductance is going up almost to like 2.54, which is 2,540 for tube number 1. Right here. Let that get a little bit hotter for the current to stabilize, and that should be it. All right, we're going to 400. All right, so tube number 1 right now is reading 5,120 transconductance, which is over 500. Okay, so far it's doing good. As these tubes get hotter, their the transconductance gets greater, if you will. And from my experience using this test equipment here, so it's 511, 512. I know it's gonna go a little higher. So let's go to tube number 2, which is this one. Okay, right here. All right, that tube reads 5,444 transconductance. All right, so this tube is a lot, has more life in it, if you will, than this tube right here, the number 1. All right, cool. Let's go back to. Let's go to tube number 3. Look at that. Oh, sorry, wrong knob. What happened there? Let's see. All right, we're going to 5 something. So tube number 3 is 546. Tube number 3 is 546. Now all of these are Mullards, okay? And it's 546. These two might be matched. All right, so that's cool. So let's go to tube number 4, which is not a Mullard tube. It's made in Japan, but it says Great Britain. All right, well, that one's in the same area. Pretty good, huh? But we're not going to use that tube unless the guy gives it to me for 20 bucks. So I'm going to go back to tube number 1. All right. Now we're going to check the plate current. Okay, remember the minimum is between 27 and 59. This one is 30. It shows 29.9 right now, but it's gonna go up. Just give it a second. All right, tube number 2. 33.4, right? So it's between 27 and 55. Somewhere in the middle, I guess. Tube number 3. So these are matched. Right? This is a perfect match right here. Excellent. Alright. Here we go with the oddball tube. With the black sheep of this shipment. So let's go. Tube number 4. 24. Look at that. Minus. That's below 27. See, so these guys try to get away with you know, $71, if you will. And the good thing is that I have a machine that lets me test these tubes when I buy them. I spent $284 for these tubes. And could you imagine if I didn't have this tester and I just simply put these tubes in like one of my amplifiers, guitar amplifiers to check them out. And I don't have great hearing, so I'm not gonna just judge the tube and how it's gonna last or how it sounds just by my ear alone. I have test equipment because I buy a lot of these tubes, and I've been through this process many a times where these guys are trying to scam you. So here's a good example of this tube being under the minimum specs. Minimum is 27. This is 24. Now the transconductance reads good. Well, it did earlier, right? Now it's 446. These tubes are made in Japan. You know what I mean? No one. So it's a weak tube, right? And here it is, because they're not made the same. They're not made the same as these guys here. If it's made the same, then these tubes would be great, and everyone will try to find them and buy them. But they're not made the same. They're made in Japan. They have different ethics of quality back in that day, and they try to squeeze as much as they can out of a dollar, and then we end up buying what they're making. So here's one great example on a seller on eBay trying to get away with something. So anyways, this is this tube. So here's tube, the last tube, made in Japan tube. So here you go. Number 4. Here's number 4 tube. Here's the transconductance. Alright, well anyways, thanks guys. If you have any questions, let me know. And See you later.